Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is Tinker's Construct. Cooking? We're covering Mom's Spaghetti. For those that may not be aware, Mom's Spaghetti is this fantastic little item down here that you see. It's an item that can be eaten with or without meat, so for vegetarians out there, you have your options. But it's a reusable food source that you can have up to 100 uses of, and you just need to progress through a journey on this in order to accomplish it. Keep in mind that this is very spoilery. If you have not ever done this before, I recommend that you skip this and experience it for yourself. But if you're getting stuck or you need a little help on how to get through this, this is what this is for. So, to start with, you're going to need to find yourself some impossibly hard wheat sticks. And where can you find that? Well, in random loot chests, of course. Now, of course, I have my slime boots here, so I don't take fall damage, and I can get down here very easily. But before you go digging in any of these, be sure that, you take care of any traps that may be around here. Let's just get rid of the TNT. There we go. Now that that's cleared out, we can start looking. Hey, there we go, impossibly hard wheat sticks. It's as if I knew it was there. So let's open this up. You can see that this is a random chance. I actually did go looking in a desert biome for this specifically because I do know that in some of the temples it's a little bit more frequent. And you can get these items, or this item, and every one of these that you can get may represent an extra bonus amount for you. You could basically make more of it, but it is something that is found in a chest. So with that, you are going to want to make sure that you get all the stuff done in order. So if you hover over this, it says impossibly hard wheat sticks, completely inedible like that. They need to be softened up. Even your sweaty palms aren't enough for that. They should probably soak in some water for a while. In order to do so, you'll need a smeltery, plus a casting table. Not the basin, but the table. You place down one of your impossibly hard wheat sticks on the table. You get yourself a trusty bucket and a water source. You then bucket into a smeltery drain. If you have one that already has a faucet on it, it's no problem. Don't click on the faucet, just click back here on the drain itself, and you put 3 buckets worth in there. So make sure that you have a big enough smeltery. If it's just a 1-block smeltery, it's not enough. You need to have at least 3 blocks. Then you'll see here in your smeltery it has 3 buckets of water. Simple enough, right? So then you just right click on here, and it takes its time, eventually slowly making a recipe. If you look in the top left there, it says recipe, Soggy Noodles, which is what your next step is. As it progresses, you can see here, this is very slow. It's only been going for like a minute or so. It will eventually turn into this here, Soggy Noodles. Now what do you do with Soggy Noodles? Well, it actually gives you another clue. Now they're all wet. Even your spaghetti arms can bend them now. Let's hang them up and get them dry. Well, that implies using a drying rack from Tinker's Construct. Put this on here, and over time, as you can see here, there's a little progress bar. It will eventually slowly dry into one of these here. Cold dried noodles. And you can see there you go, 1%. So it's a very slow process. This does take some time, but it is well worthwhile in my opinion. And it's very rewarding. Now that you have cold dried noodles, well, that's better, but they still taste gross. Warming them up should make them edible. They might even be good enough to get you off your weak knees. Well, that would imply then that you need to cook them. So get a furnace or some way of cooking them, put them in there, and it will cook into the next step, which shouldn't take too long. This is a vanilla furnace after all, and there are many means in order to cook foods. But there you go, Mom's Spaghetti. You can now have it plain, as is. And if you want to know how good or bad it is, you can go into a tool station, put it in the center here, and it will tell you the stats. Nourishment 2, saturation 20%. But if you read it, it actually has more stats on it. It says, I guess they're all right, but it's just not the same. They definitely need some sauce, but it has to be red. So you can improve this at this point. You actually have 3 different stages that you can have with your Mom's Spaghetti, but you do have 100 uses of it regardless. So I recommend that you go for the next stages so that you can really optimize what this is. And that is, you need to get yourself a bunch of beetroot. So you go and gather a bunch of beetroot, as it were. You'll need at least 6. In order to do so, I recommend using yourself a hoe or a mattock or something to, build yourself a little farm. You're going to need yourself some bowls with there you go. Just some bowls. Get some beetroots. Put them in here. Make yourself some beetroot soup. And then you go into your tool station. And you can put your mom's spaghetti in here and add some beetroot soup as sauce. Increases the saturation, which for those that are unfamiliar with saturation, at the bottom you see your little hunger meter there, and each of those little meat pops represents 2 points of hunger. And then there's saturation level, which if I jump once, that reduces my saturation, which will eventually, once the saturation level for that is gone, will start reducing one of my hunger meter meat pops there, which I call them meat pops. Other people call them other things, but hey, that's what they look like to me. So moving on though, you can see by putting this in here, your saturation goes up to 40%. So this means that your hunger will not need to be replenished as often. You still will get hungry, but it's going to be better. And that's, 20% better saturation is going to be excellent. Now, if you wanted to continue on further than that, you can still keep going. It's a little bit more of a collection. And once again, I recommend this because it's just a little hidden in-game quest. And that is get some of the different meats that you can find. You can get raw mutton from sheep and cook it. You can get raw beef into steak. You can get your raw rabbit into cooked rabbit, your raw chicken into cooked chicken, and of course your raw pork chop into cooked pork chop. Now let's grab 3 random ones here. There we go. And then we're going to go back into the tool station, and we're going to upgrade our mom's spaghetti even more. I know it sounds a bit weird that we're doing this on a tool station, but hey, I mean, it's Minecraft. Who cares, right? So let's put the steak on here. Nothing happens because it says here something is missing. Could use some meat. Mama always used all the meat. I should get at least 3 different meat types. And you can put 3 different meat types on here. And actually, if you want, you notice there the nourishment goes up to 3 from 2. So that means it's actually going to replenish more meat pops instead of replenishing 1 entire meat pop, which is 2 points of nourishment. It will replenish 1.5 of those little meat pops down there. So you can actually add, let's see if I still have the other ones in here. Which one was it? That one? No, this one here. You can actually add all of them if you want, and it's not going to make any difference. It's just going to take 3 of them for this. So even though it says all the meat. So once you take it, you see it's got the little like meat chunks in there, and you get 100 uses of that, which is quite excellent. And you now have mom's spaghetti. Now here's the advantage. Now of course I'm jumping up and down just to try and use up some of my hunger and saturation and so on. You can also do so by running if you need to. But with these, it will quickly replenish your food. You eat it at like 2 to 3 times the speed that you normally would. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just ate 4 bites there in that amount of time, and that replenished my hunger and saturation considerably. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this little spoilerific kind of quest of a mod that Tinker's Construct has added in. Thanks again to everybody that makes this mod. It is a wonderful, fantastic thing to explore and experiment with. So if you like this video, please be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, don't forget to spread the mischief to others if you think they'll enjoy this video. And until next time, folks, I'll see ya.